Downing Street has issued an apology to the Queen following revelations of parties being held on the eve of Prince Philip's funeral. The two staff events in April last year happened when government restrictions banned indoor socialising. Although not in attendance, it's the latest lockdown party scandal to hit Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Opposition parties and voices from within his own government have called on Johnson to resign. Well, for more on this, let's head over to Westminster and our reporter Tig Enright. So Tig, another day, another apology from Downing Street. Does the timing of this party on the eve of Prince Philip's funeral add any more pressure than the previous ones?
Yeah, it certainly does. Not only does it demonstrate disrespect to the Queen of England, the head of state, somebody who is respected, admired, even loved here, probably by most people in this country, but it also offers a stark illustration of the different interpretations of what it is to be a leader in a pandemic. There we saw the Queen of England mourning the loss of her husband. At his funeral, she sat alone with no friends or family to comfort her, even though she knew she would never see him again. Whereas the night before, those working in political leadership were having not one but two pretty major, pretty boozy parties, just because some among them were leaving their jobs. And it also offers more evidence that in all those times when Boris Johnson and his team in Downing Street have claimed that there were no breaches of COVID lockdown rules amid all these allegations of parties, it suggests that they indeed have been lying. I mean, keep in mind when Boris Johnson apologised to Parliament here on Wednesday for another party which he attended, he didn't actually admit wrongdoing. He was apologising for the impression caused by the controversy. Today, the Downing Street apologised to the Queen, but bizarrely it won't reveal exactly what it is apologising for. The long and short of it is, it's not ready to admit that there were illegal parties happening in Downing Street, even though all evidence is pointing clearly towards that.
Now, the opposition have been calling for him to resign, but his own party members have spoken out publicly in support of him. How much longer can he maintain their backing?
Well, some party members have been speaking out in favour of him. Some have been criticising him, have called upon him to resign. You know, at times like this, many people are looking towards cabinet members, those ambitious senior leaders in government, for knives behind their back, ready to plunge them into the leader of the moment for their opportunity. The focus at the moment is on the Finance Minister, Rishi Sunak, and the Foreign Minister, Liz Truss. Both have made public pronouncements in support of Boris Johnson. What they're doing in private is another thing entirely. But I think the key issue of concern for Boris Johnson is sentiment, not just among senior members of Parliament, but all members, all Conservative members of the Parliament building behind me here. 5 of them at the last count have called on him publicly to resign. They have written formal letters of no confidence and submitted them to an important Conservative Party committee. The rules of the Conservative Party say that there have to be 54 such letters written and received before triggering a formal process which could remove Boris Johnson. Now, it is a secret process. We don't know exactly how many letters have been received. Given the mood in the party, I think it's hard to imagine that there wouldn't be more than those 5 who've declared publicly. And with leaks, more leaks of parties leaking today, we've learned of another party leaving drinks for someone working, get this, on the government body which came up with COVID rules. So anger is certainly mounting in the general public. And if you're an MP, a Conservative MP, who's worried about losing your seat at the next election, you'll be asking yourself if Boris Johnson is the man to help you keep your seat at the next election, and how much damage he is doing to your chances if he sticks around for an awful lot longer.